Hello, I'm Gail Quinn. I'm a full-time humanist celebrant working with the Humanist Association of Ireland, and I've been practicing since 2021. And whilst I'm very busy with wedding ceremonies, I love helping people mark life's big occasions with ceremonies, be they happy or sad. So I'm often asked about my process and what it's like to work with me. And I think you can kind of look at it in two halves. For the first half is the planning process. I'm all about the detail. I ask lots of questions, I provide lots of resources, I listen, and together we create a unique ceremony. The second half is on the day itself. I'm very calm, we're all organised, and I aim to gently guide my couple through the ceremony, letting you know that I've got you for that half hour. You're in safe hands and you can really enjoy the process of getting married, because that's what it's all about. I absolutely love what I do, and I think what I love most is the connection with people. And it's the connection that makes it so enjoyable for me and for you when we're in the planning process, doing our planning meeting, the scripts going back and forth between us. It's so enjoyable when we have that connection. And then on the day itself for the ceremony, that connection, the connection between me and yourselves, that's really critical for a really good ceremony. I speak basic enough Italian, but I'm very happy to read a pre-prepared paragraph or two during the ceremony or do an introduction in Italian. I'm well known for my love of dogs. I have two dogs myself, Mitzi and Finn, and if you're ever talking to me, they're usually lying at my feet underneath the desk at home as I'm working from home. I'm very comfortable around dogs, so if you want to bring a dog to the ceremony, I'm very happy to have one there. As a registered marriage solemniser, I can conduct weddings in lots of different venues in the Republic of Ireland, and there are some amazing eclectic places to have your ceremony. I've done wedding ceremonies in restaurants and bars, in museums and art galleries, even did one in a lighthouse up in Donegal one time. There are so many gorgeous venues in Ireland, lovely hotels, lovely dedicated wedding venues. And it's interesting, sometimes when I have people at my ceremonies, couples or guests who've come from abroad, they actually comment on the quality of the wedding venues in Ireland. We're incredibly lucky to have such a variety of really quality wedding venues in Ireland. In order to qualify for a legal wedding ceremony, a venue needs to fulfil certain requirements. They're quite straightforward, but they are non-negotiable. So the venue needs to have an address and an air code and be a recognisable venue. It needs to be somewhere that's ordinarily open to the public and is especially open to the public on the day of the ceremony and at the time of the ceremony. It also has to have staff there, staff who can let people into the ceremony as well. And if the venue fulfills those requirements, then it's likely it's a suitable venue for a legal wedding. And the great thing is, if you find a venue that you love and it fulfills all those requirements, you can also get married in an outdoor area associated with that venue. So if it has a little walled garden or a courtyard or a little woodland glade in the gardens adjacent to the building, we can do a legal ceremony there. Now, a word of warning, it is Ireland, and who knows what it'll do weather-wise at any time of the year. So if you do pick somewhere and you love it for the outdoor venue or the outdoor part of the venue, I always say look at the indoors as well. Check that it can accommodate all your guests, and also check that you like it, that you're happy with your plan B if it is a wet day. There is no formula for a humanist wedding. They're all different. We follow, I suppose, a broad framework to start building a ceremony. We don't have any religion in the ceremony, so the ceremony is really dedicated to the couple and their personality and their friends and family. The legalities take about 5 or 6 minutes, and then the rest of the half hour or so is creating this ceremony that is your ceremony, all about you. And sometimes couples will write their story and send me their story, and I'll read that out at the beginning of the ceremony. And that's really lovely, because that gives guests a little snippet, a little insight into you as a couple. because they might know one of you quite well and maybe not know the other that well at all, or they don't know your story, how you got together. So it's lovely to have that at the beginning, and it can be written with a little bit of light humour maybe to set the tone, if that's the tone you want in the ceremony. Normally couples write it themselves, but if they're struggling with it, I can certainly help with that. It's lovely to get your guests involved as well, and usually the first thing people think of with guests is getting them to do a reading. And a reading is lovely if it's appropriate for you and sort of fits the tone of the wedding. And also if the person is happy doing a reading, because not everybody is happy standing up doing a reading in front of a room full of people. So think carefully who you ask to do that, and maybe give them an opt-out. And the alternatives are you can have people come up to light candles or add little drinks. We sometimes do an ancient Celtic drinking ceremony at the end, and guests will come up to put little drinks in that. So that's something that you can get them to do very easily. They come up, they put in the drinks, they sit back down again. Not too high pressure for them, so they're involved, but it's not so difficult for them. So it's the perfect solution. I always love talking to people about upcoming ceremonies, so if you think that I might be the celebrant for you or for someone that you know, please do get in touch. I'd love to hear from you.